I like being on the water, close to the sea. My name's Gio. I'm 27 years old. I'm a marine biologist, filmmaker, and I run something called Project Moana. And this is my boat, Seaquest. Everything we do is about helping connect people in the sea. Since 2013, I've been conducting scientific filmmaking expeditions around Jamaica. The idea was to engage with local fishing communities on projects that are designed to help create awareness and support marine protected areas. We're 5 weeks into a 7-week trip. We're most of the way around the island. We're getting ready to set sail tomorrow morning to go to Port Morant. We'll stay there a day and then sail the following morning up to Portland on the north coast to San Bay. Spend a few days over the weekend.
For safety, of course. Or in any case that you stay for any reason inside the channel, stay very close to the buoys.
Okay, noted, will do.
Thank you. Have a nice voyage.
I'm Amy. I am an animator and a waitress. The reason I wanted to come is because it sounded like an opportunity that I couldn't miss out on.
I feel like proper crew. I feel like part of a working boat. You know, when you pull up the anchor and start sailing, it's like, that's a good feeling to get the boat moving and you're part of it.
I was excited to be doing something that I'd never done before and to know that this definitely will give me more self-confidence. Yeah, for sure. It means just being like coming out and just showing that I can do something.
The sailboat's running perfectly right now because we've got the wind coming from the right direction so that we can sail quick, parallel to the coast in the direction we want. So we're doing 6 knots and the boat's even, steady, sailing smoothly, full sails. It's beautiful. I've always felt, I guess, very close to the sea, very strongly about the sea. That's why I went and studied marine biology. Project Moana is named after the Polynesian word for the sea, which is Moana. The mission is to connect people in the sea. We concentrate on 3 things: ecotourism, media production and outreach. Diving Deeper was the first documentary that I made. Essentially it was about overfishing in Jamaica, the extreme struggles that so many people face. So far we've done 2 funded videos. The first one was commissioned by Chris Blackwell and it got selected by National Geographic to go up on their website, so that was great. Before I did this, I spent 2 years working offshore doing wildlife monitoring on seismic exploration ships mainly. The last year I spent 235 days or something out of 365 offshore working. The best thing about it was it paid really well and it allowed me to save, but I hated that job. You couldn't have a social life, couldn't have a relationship. Being on a boat with 50 men is just like being in prison. There's definitely a break in the reef to go through, but I don't know where that is.
How deep are we, Gio? 26 feet.
Yeah, I can see rock.
So while we were in San Bay, we decided to take a day off and go and explore the Blue Lagoon. We found Blue Lagoon, which was not too far from our anchorage, about 500 meters. What it is a sinkhole, and from the air it looks like a big blue hole, and it's just behind the reef. So it's connected to the sea but protected by a shallow bit of reef. It's about 200 feet deep, and we paddled across and discovered a tree that was hanging over the edge of the Blue Lagoon, and we could jump off that tree knowing that, you know, directly below that tree is 150 feet deep. I'm very much into free diving. My personal record is diving to 120 feet or 40 meters on a single breath. There's also a freshwater spring that feeds the Blue Lagoon, and what it does is create a layer of fresh water on top of the salt water. But what we found is the top layer, the top foot, is freezing cold, and when you look at it, it's almost blurry. However, once you go below what's called the thermocline, is like a boundary layer, and you can literally stick your hand from one edge to the other, and directly underneath it was the warmer seawater. And that same Blue Lagoon was in the 1980 movie of the same name, starring a young Brooke Shields. So right now on the boat, it's me, Joe, Ami and Kinsey. Ami and Joe are doing well, they're settled in. I think they're becoming hardened boaters now. Coming into Port Antonio, we're going to a place called Errol Flynn Marina.
Am I turning the key on?
Yes, please. Okay, so Port Antonio was made famous by a guy called Errol Flynn, who was a really famous Hollywood actor in the 50s, and he owned this island that we're going past called Navy Island, where he had a home, and he brought along, well, I think they called it the Rat Pack at the time, so the likes of Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, and he was known locally as a bit of a bad boy, which I think probably made him that much more popular. Stern line, and we need a bow line. You can use that beige rope there as the bow line. In Port Antonio, you come in and the marina is very well sheltered, which means the water is always nice and calm and flat, and the boat will stay still. The marina is only a few hundred meters away from the centre of town, where you can go to the markets and pick up all kinds of fresh vegetables that they have on offer in Jamaica. Okay, so we've got to pay the marina fees, do the water, get rid of rubbish, try and vacuum clean the boat, clean the toilet, do the provisioning, do the propane, tie the kayak up and shit, recharge stuff, and a general clean. Okay, so this is the toilet on a boat. It's called the head. First of all, number one rule is nothing goes into the toilet that doesn't come out of your body. So toilet paper mainly has to go in a bin over here.
I've done many new things in the last few weeks. I don't want to let go.
Yeah, you're good, you're good.
Probably I didn't realise anything about what living on a boat was about. I didn't know what to expect. And it has its charm, for sure.
Which reminds me, let's get some diced tomatoes. We don't have a lot of that.
What, canned?
Tins of diced tomatoes.
The hardest thing about living on the boat is kind of like the endurance of staying it and living on it for 7.5 weeks, because it is tough. Like, it's not a holiday.
Well, this is the list. People tell me what they want to do.
I really don't want to do food shopping, man. I've done like every food shop.
That's fine. I don't mind doing the food shop because I haven't done one yet.
Every chore is different and a bit harder than you would be used to. You have to think through living in such small quarters and making sure that you're putting your weight.
What's up?
No problem. You look a little bit rough.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember you. I can't remember your name. You don't remember me?
Big Joe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you doing now?
I'm just going shopping, so I might have some change on the way, man. I'll pass by you. We don't have a fridge, so we can't buy anything that needs to be cold. Although we could buy some cheese for a Greek salad just for this evening. Well, nothing. It's difficult to get vegetables because they don't keep very long on a boat without a fridge.
More beer.
What? More beer? Oh, I can't keep them cold. I don't have a fridge. Here you go. No problem. Okay, I had a lot of pineapple.
This one is for 300.
300?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just looking for right planted. This is Arocabessa, which is definitely one of my favourite places in Jamaica and in the world. One of the best sunset views. It's got a cosy little anchorage, one of the best anchorages in Jamaica. And there's just something special about it, something invisible that seems to be felt by everyone who comes here. So we have quite a lot of people coming to the boat in the next 10 days. We have 2 girls arriving today from Finland. So today we're going to be running a little cinema session on the beach here. The idea is to show, videos for the fishermen. Before this trip started, I put a message out on our Facebook page. I was looking for $600 a week for people to join the trip as a volunteer. So, right, this is the way we get to and fro the boat, is in this little dinghy, which would cover all the costs of their accommodation and food on board. And everything on top of that would just go towards making the work better and help support the project. This is Amy and Joe. This is Rika and Ira. A lot of people find Project Moana through either our YouTube videos or our Facebook page, and just sent an email from there. Yeah, if you step out first, put 1 foot on the ladder. Yeah, you got it. But they're here as volunteers, which means they need to pull their weight. What is it that made you want to get involved? Or what you wanted to do while you were here?
We are traveling for 5 months from Argentina all the way to Canada, and a lot of places where we go, we want to find places where we can see how locals live, and we're happy that we can actually see this side of how it's working with the community and with the fish sanctuary and everything.
Do something different.
Do something different, definitely.
And we can sing.
Yeah, we also entertain. En vapautta tahdo riistää, tahdo en itsenäisyyttäsi kiistää, sua tarvitsen sydänystäväksi aikuisen naisen.
Almost. It's an old song we started to sing this morning. It was like, yeah, that sounded good.
Mainly in the first days, you just got to figure out what the people are like, whether they want to be in the water swimming a lot, whether they want to be sailing a lot. Yeah, I'm going to take the group on a snorkel trip into the sanctuary. I think it is important to show guests to the sanctuary, to connect them with it when we're working on the sanctuaries and we're anchored nearby them on the boat. A fish sanctuary is basically an area where no fishing is allowed. The idea is that the fish inside the sanctuary will have a chance to grow so large and plentiful that they'll spill over into the adjacent areas where fishermen can take them. Coral gardening is only happening at the moment in Arocabessa, so they're the only sanctuary in Jamaica that are actively growing and restoring the coral reef.
What did you think of it?
Super cool.
We're running a movie screening tonight back on the beach, so we've got to prepare that, we've got to set up the screen and just be there, so it's going to be a really busy night. We're going to play some of our videos, the Project Moana videos, and we're going to play some BBC documentaries as well.
Where can you know that?
The sanctuary is basically a no fishing zone. The concept being that the fish are going to get so plentiful inside the sanctuary that they're going to need space and they're going to spill over That's a good thing. My grandson gonna know species of fish.
Let's put some bit of David Attenborough. We're screening this documentary about fish on a fish pot which is used to catch fish. It was a bit stressful.
Really?
Yeah.
What was stressful?
I feel very self-conscious when I do things like that because I feel like I'm imposing stuff on people. It's like the cliche artist who is just trying to get people to look at their art, shoving their art in people's faces like, hey, look at this picture I drew, or look at my film, look at my film. I love these documentaries, and I've always, I couldn't understand why anyone wouldn't love these documentaries, and for those people who aren't able to watch these documentaries, they don't have TV or they don't have access to the BBC or any of these things, I just felt like there should be a way for them to be able to watch it.
I think Jill is doing a great job. Yeah, you know what he's doing. We're trying to bring back life in the water, bringing back coral, bringing back fish. Because fish is very important to us. We need fish so our grandchildren can know types of fish.
Our slogan with me and my sister for this trip is travel makes you richer. And that's pretty much it. It's the only thing you use money on and it makes you richer. Fun, isn't it? And then you have a lot of souvenirs to take back home over here and in here.
We're at the, where are we? We're at the private beach of Ian Fleming's villa at Goldeneye right now. Some of the guys that I know through Chris Blackwell, like Marty and Mark, have asked me to come down with the crew and do a photo shoot for the beach here, one of the most famous beaches in the world, I guess. Oh, it's perfect with the sun right now. Look at this. To have the crew be tasked with just soaking up this beach is quite a nice job to delegate, I guess. So this is the original desk, apparently, that Ian Fleming used to write all the James Bond novels. The crazy thing is that right now we're here, like on the top end, you know, we're here at, you know, at Goldeneye. But then in half an hour we're going to be on the fishing beach with all the guys on the, with all the guys on the front line, you know, all the guys who are doing stuff right at grassroots level. So you're kind of getting the full spectrum, which is really cool. It feels unique. You caught all of this? Yeah. Oh yeah. So it was a good day.
Yeah.
Gio, the captain, the leader of Project Moana, he's extremely dedicated on what he's doing. It's important how he's working in the root level, grass level, how it's said, with people here.
Oh my gosh, they're actually doing.
This is our Ludo board.
This is definitely the room service. I thought we didn't have one, but now we do. We got mangoes delivered, eggs delivered, a pair of flip-flops.
So yeah, the Finns have left now. They left yesterday. We've got a new volunteer who's just arrived from California. His name's Donovan. We're going to spend a few more days here in Arocabessa before sailing back to Montego Bay along the north coast. And then we're back in Montego Bay where we started, where it'd be time to pack the boat down, put it on a mooring, and everyone's going to go home. The next adventure is going to be as soon as possible, really. I have no idea when it's going to be, but it could be September, it could be 6 months from now, it could be a year from now. So we'll see. The thing I like most about this lifestyle is being close to the sea and being in control of your daily activities, being in control of your own life, not being a part of the system.
Download the Adventures of Seaquest app and you can track Seaquest, chat with me and the crew, and win a 1-week spot aboard with us right here in the Caribbean. You can also browse through hundreds of our partners to find the best eco-tour vacations from all over the globe.